Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 643 based on novel. So let's start. Looking at Lee Moo-wen inside the coffin, he looked at her trembling eyelashes and her crystal clear tears. Wang Lin gently wiped her tears away. The teardrops were still hanging on his finger. He put the tears beside his mouth and licked them. It was very bitter, but afterward, there was a hint of dry sweetness. It was an unspeakable feeling. Wang Lin looked at Lee Moo-wen for a long time. He didn't care about the passage of time, but continued to look at Lee Moo-wen's face. This lasted for one day, until Wang Lin's heart gradually calmed down. He closed his eyes, and when he opened them, they were filled with determination and decisiveness. Wang Lin bent down and his face touched Lee Moo-wen's pale lips. He muttered into Lee Moo-wen's ear words that only he could hear. A moment later, Wang Lin waved his sleeve and Lee Moo-wen's coffin disappeared without a trace. Inside the secret chamber, only Wang Lin alone remained. Not far away, there was an oil lamp. This oil lamp was very mysterious. Even without external force, it would burn for thousands of years. It was now flickering in the dark chamber. This made Wang Lin's shadow also flicker. Wang Lin's left hand reached at the void and a ray of golden light appeared. The Celestial Emperor's soul appeared in his hand. The soul's eyes were closed, and although it was covered in golden light, it emitted a powerful, grey color of decay. Looking at the soul, Wang Lin hesitated a bit, but he clenched his teeth and spat out a mouthful of green fire. This green fire was his soul fire, and it began burning the Celestial Emperor's soul. Whether this soul is useful to me or not will depend on whether I can expel the ancestral curse. This process will be very slow. Wang Lin looked at the Celestial Emperor's soul surrounded by his soul fire. After a long time, he withdrew his gaze and closed his eyes. His breathing was faint and he remained motionless. Time passed, and in the blink of an eye, 3 years went by. During these 3 years, no one had come to disturb Wang Lin. He hadn't moved at all inside the secret chamber. In his body, the ancient power and celestial cultivation moved smoothly. However, the fusion of ancient and celestial power he had obtained at Mount Jiu Dao hadn't completed a cycle at all, it had only moved a short distance. The Celestial Emperor's soul that was being refined by the soul fire and hadn't changed much. However, the decay inside had slowed down a lot. Wang Lin hadn't thought about anything going on outside. His secret chamber was being guarded by many people, and no one was allowed to enter. During these 3 years, Prince Jidu didn't leave and arranged matters in the place. Sometimes people would come from the outside and have secret talks with him. Then they would be filled with excitement and quickly leave. During the 3 years, Prince Jidu was like the wind and rain. No matter how important things were, he would personally stand outside Wang Lin's secret chamber with reverence on his face for half an hour before respectfully leaving. On this day, after 3 years, Wang Lin opened his eyes for the first time. The moment his eyes opened, 2 rays of crystal clear light shined. Overlapping shadows appeared on his body and his 5-element true body walked out and sat down opposite of him. The 5 elements in the 5-element true body had all formed their essence true bodies and fused into one. The complete 5-element true body was the most developed out of his essences. This was almost the limit unless he took one more step for his 5-element true body to turn into true soul. After the 5-element true body sat down, he closed his eyes and sat down. He cultivated together with Wang Lin's original body and another 3 years passed. This was the 6th year since Wang Lin entered closed-door cultivation. Another shadow overlapped with his body and killing intent spread out. Wang Lin's Slaughter Thunder Essence true body walked out. His black hair fluttered as he coldly walked toward another corner and sat down. At this moment, the scene inside the secret chamber was very strange. 3 figures that all looked like Wang Lin sat in a triangle and were all cultivating. As for the Celestial Emperor's soul, after 6 years of burning, the decay inside had slowed down. Perhaps one day, when the decay was completely removed, Wang Lin would be able to slowly refine it. Time left no trace and another 3 years passed. On the 9th year of Wang Lin's closed-door cultivation, another shadow overlapped with his body. This mass was not able to condense into a figure. After it appeared, this fuzzy mass of light floated out from Wang Lin's body and stopped 10 feet behind him. Wang Lin opened his eyes and looked at his three essence true bodies. During these 9 years of time, Wang Lin had pushed his ancient power to its peak, and at the same time, his three essence true bodies had reached their respective peaks. Right now, he was confident in battling a peak Grand Empyrean Dao Yi and not lose out. He even felt like he should be able to suppress Dao Yi. Among the Grand Empyreans, the Celestial Clan's Dao Yi is the weakest. With my current strength, although I'm no match for Zhu Di, I should be on par with Wu Feng. Even in the ancient clan, I should be able to battle against Song Qian, who is similar in power to teacher Xian Luo, but the victor would be uncertain. This is still before I use my strongest avatar. Wang Lin remained calm as he pondered. A moment later, he looked at the Celestial Emperor's soul being refined by his soul fire. With my soul fire to burn it, there is indeed some effect, but it is slow. I wonder when it will be complete. Wang Lin looked at the Celestial Emperor's soul for a long time before withdrawing his gaze. I temporarily don't need to worry about the five-element true body. Back at the ancient Dao Imperial city, it reached completion and allowed me to reach peak void turbulent. This means my speculation was correct. If I want to increase my cultivation level, the next step is the Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body. Wang Lin looked at his Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body and his eyes revealed a strange light. As for the things needed to complete this true body, teacher? He has taken me to many places across the ancient clan and obtained enough items. Wang Lin sighed and withdrew his gaze. His gaze seemed turned toward the direction of the ancient Dao. His gaze seemed to be able to penetrate through the room, to the back mountain of the ancient Dao temple, to the old man that was no longer young. After a long time, Wang Lin withdrew his gaze. He had made a decision to not leave closed-door cultivation until his cultivation level increased. He had to raise his cultivation level to not only overcome Grand Empyrean Song Qian, but also to not have to fear Grand Empyrean Jiyu Dao. Only then would he be confident in making Grand Empyrean Song Qian choose Jidu and get him into the ancestral temple. Most importantly, he needed the power to enter the immemorial God realm to push away all the fog in his way and find the secret goal of the ancient Dao Imperial teacher. Grand Empyrean Jiyu Dao's attitude is very strange. He didn't come find me due to the matter at the ancient Dao, but I still have to rely on my own strength to resolve all my problems. I can't allow my life to be decided by the will of another. Wang Lin looked at his Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body and his eyes lit up. His cultivation path was completely different from that of others. It was a path he had figured out on his own, and only he could point himself to where to go next. Only by trying could he see how it would go. This Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body is made of special essences. The Thunder Essence has formed a true body, but the rest are only at completion. Slaughter, absolute end, absolute beginning, restriction, Wang Lin murmured as he pointed at the Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body. The true body trembled and slowly split before Wang Lin. The true body was surrounded by thunder and 4 separate clouds of fog appeared. When one of them appeared, the entire room became cold and a grazed killing intent filled the area. This was the Slaughter Essence. There was another cloud of fog that flashed countless strange symbols. As the fog moved, more and more symbols appeared. This was the Restriction Essence. As for the remaining 2 clouds of fog, one gave off light and the other was completely dark. They were respectively absolute beginning and absolute end. Only when all 4 essences form their essence true bodies and fuse into a complete Slaughter Thunder Essence True Body can my cultivation level break past peak void turbulent. This perhaps may be Empyrean Exalt or Ascendant Empyrean, but it is possible it could be neither and be an unknown realm. Perhaps it might even be Grand Empyrean. Wang Lin's eyes were filled with expectation. From his understanding, the Empyrean Exalts and Ascendant Empyreans were just people at the peak of void turbulent. However, the step to reach Grand Empyrean was too difficult, so they were separated into more ranks. In fact, both Empyrean Exalts and Ascendant Empyreans, fundamentally speaking, were all peak void turbulent cultivators. Wang Lin's eyes lit up. After pondering a bit, he raised his right hand and waved at the roof of the secret chamber. A strange scene occurred as the ceiling turned into the sky. There was blue sky, white clouds, and clear sky for thousands of kilometers, but there was no sun. Wang Lin didn't hesitate to grab the absolute beginning essence and throw it into the sky-like ceiling. It shined brightly like the sun. Wang Lin looked up at the ceiling that had turned into the sky, and under his gaze, the sky seemed to change. Soon, a whole day passed and the absolute beginning, which had turned into the sun, gradually set. After the sun disappeared and the sky became dark, Wang Lin grabbed the absolute end essence. The essence flew into the dark sky and disappeared. Staring at the sky that had appeared on the ceiling, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. His hands formed seals and he muttered softly. Flowing time, his self-created spell that controlled the flow of time and could reverse thousands of years in an instant. This spell had its uses outside of battle. Right now, Wang Lin was using it to strengthen his essences. The operations of the heavens and earth were very difficult for cultivators to control. Wang Lin was trying to create his own sky and giving it night and day, which was very difficult. At this moment, if someone else saw this, they would certainly be shocked. The spells the Dao Wang clan used to create caves and the Grand Empirean's power to create things from the void. Adding my flowing time spell, I can recreate the movement of the world. And I'm only refining one wall of this chamber, so it's still something I can control. Wang Lin looked at the ceiling and saw that day and night had altered more than a dozen times in a short period of time. I hope I can use this method to deepen my comprehension of the absolute beginning and absolute end essences. Wang Lin hit his forehead and a part of his origin soul flew into the ceiling to comprehend the alternating day and night. This wisp of origin soul fused into the ceiling and then Wang Lin no longer paid any heed to it. Comprehension couldn't be done in a short period of time. When he withdraws that wisp of origin soul in the future, he will obtain all the comprehension gained over the years. Restriction essence, Wang Lin looked at the strange fog where countless symbols were flickering. This was the restriction essence, and it had accompanied him from back in the land of the ancient god. After silently pondering for a while, Wang Lin remembered that his teacher, Xian Luo, had taken him to several places. He had obtained a large amount of restrictions, and they would be of great use to strengthen his restriction essence. He let out a sigh and pointed at this five-element true body. The five-element true body looked at Wang Lin and his eyes lit up. Then the five-element true body split into 5 rays of light and flew into the restriction essence. It was going to replace Wang Lin in integrating the large amount of restrictions into the restriction essence. In the end, Wang Lin looked at the slaughter thunder essence. The slaughter essence was the most important and most elusive essence he had. Slaughter. When he first appeared, he called himself Slaughter. The ancient Dao Imperial teacher also knows this avatar. Wang Lin's expression was complicated. He had his own speculations, only they were buried deep inside his heart. Slaughter is an immortal body. It represents destruction and therefore can't be erased. This slaughter essence is only at completion, so it can't form an essence true body yet. I don't know if what I'm doing is right or wrong. Wang Lin hesitated. I have been suppressing this slaughter essence. It was born when I fused it with thunder, then I used restriction to balance it out. Then it was fused with absolute end, making it stronger, so I used absolute beginning to balance it out once more. As a result, if they all reach essence true bodies, everything should reach a balance. Besides, I have other methods. Wang Lin muttered to himself before revealing a decisive gaze. At his moment, he could not hesitate. If he wanted to increase his cultivation level, he would have to do this. Staring at the slaughter essence and the thunder essence true body, Wang Lin made up his mind. The thunder essence true body opened his eyes and inhaled the slaughter essence. The thunder around his body suddenly changed to black. Slaughter thunder descended once more. Looking at this strange essence true body, Wang Lin's eyes shined brightly. His hands formed a seal and he pointed at this essence true body. The slaughter thunder essence true body flew toward Wang Lin and overlapped with him. Wang Lin was using his own body's countless years of slaughter to nourish this slaughter essence. During this process, there was still an overlapping shadow on Wang Lin, as if it was very difficult to fuse. But Wang Lin was not surprised, it was as if he had already anticipated this. His hands continued to form seals and then he pointed at his own body. Every time he pointed, the overlapping shadow would disappear a bit. As he continued, sweat appeared on his forehead and his expression was very heavy. After an unknown amount of time had passed, when he pointed for the last time, his slaughter thunder essence had fully integrated with his body without any overlapping shadows. Then he bit the tip of his tongue and spat out a mouthful of blood. He waved his right hand and the blood turned into runes that all landed on Wang Lin's body. Blood refine. Wang Lin roared before he closed his eyes and remained motionless. While he was strengthening the slaughter essence in order to prevent future accidents, he was going to refine slaughter again. This was not the first time he was going to refine this slaughter thunder. The first time was when he accidentally created it. Time passed. Time left no trace, and without feeling anything, the years passed one by one. When the immemorial god realm appeared, the undercurrent across the immortal astral continent became more silent. However, this simply created a pressure that shrouded the entire immortal astral continent. The sects of the various celestial clans all became silent and there was a rare moment of peace. All of them were gathering their power for when the immemorial god realm opened. Any sect with power felt that after this period of suppression, a long war that would last for hundreds of years between the celestial clan and the ancient clan would begin. During this battle, even Grand Empyreans may fall. As for the ascendant Empyreans and Empyrean exalts of the various sects, some would disappear and some would become famous. In the ancient clan, it was the same. The three royal families followed the order of Grand Empyrean Gu Dao and prepared for war. They could all feel the pressure, and their respective Grand Empyreans had gone into closed-door cultivation. In the ancient Dao, Luo Chen had become the new emperor. However, as the new emperor, he was not familiar with the entire ancient Dao. He would need time to adapt before he could truly possess everything. During this process, Holy Emperor Yi Wei temporarily replaced the current emperor in dealing with the ancient Dao. As for Xian Luo, after appointing Luo Chen as the emperor, he had gone into closed-door cultivation. He was close to his reincarnation and had to face the opening of the immemorial god realm. Now was not the best time to reincarnate. He had to suppress it and wait for everything to calm down before reincarnating. The ancient Sha was facing a similar problem. The old emperor was getting old, and according to the ancient agreement, unless Grand Empyrean Gu Dao allowed it, he would have to abdicate his position to his descendants. Now there were still 100 years or so before he would have to abdicate his position. He remained silent as he had no right to choose, so all the princes had set their sights on Grand Empyrean Song Qian. Jidu had gone to meet Grand Empyrean Song Qian many times but was stopped outside the origin mountain every time. The time was approaching, and once Grand Empyrean Song Qian made his decision, it would be too late. At this moment, there were three people sitting inside Prince Jidu's palace. One of them was Jidu. He was frowning and looking very anxious. There was a young woman beside him. She occasionally looked at Jidu with anxiety in her eyes as well. Brother, Senior Wang Lin has been in closed-door cultivation for 100 years. The date of father's abdication is getting closer and closer. According to customs, a new emperor will be chosen 100 years before the abdication. In terms of time, it should be decided in these several years. If you don't ask Senior Wang Lin for help, I'm afraid it will be too late, the young woman sighed. She was the young woman who was beside Jidu back then and then later married one of the geniuses of the ancient Sha. He was considered the strongest member of the new generation and was a close ally of Jidu. He sat beside the young woman and coldly looked at all of this. Rumor has it that this senior is supposed to be the 10th son, but after he left the ancient Dao, he immediately went into closed-door cultivation. He seems to be injured? Can he really make Lord Song change his mind? The person who spoke was the young man in purple, the woman's husband. Royal brother. The woman became even more anxious. Prince Jidu struggled for a long time before he let out a sigh and deceivingly said, "There's no need to talk about this." Godfather said to not disturb him. The young woman bit her lower lip. After seeing Jidu's decisive gaze, she swallowed her words. Only the young man in the purple robe revealed a sneer. Apparently, only he didn't think that Wang Lin was as terrifying as the rumors claimed. Even if Godfather doesn't come out, I have prepared for 100 years and I can still try. If Kai Man and my royal older brother were to die, would Lord Song still pick a dead man as the next emperor? There was a flash of coldness in Ji-Du's eyes. After he spoke, the entire hall became cold and the young woman's heart trembled as if she wanted to say something, but she could only smile bitterly. This royal brother of hers had changed too much in the past 100 years, and this made her feel estranged. The hall was completely silent, even the young man in purple had become silent after hearing Ji-Du's words. He raised his head to speak, but just at this moment, powerful pressure descended. When the pressure appeared, the world changed colors and a shocking change occurred. An indescribable aura came out of Wang Lin's chamber and shot into the sky. The originally clear sky seemed to collapse as large amounts of fragments scattered in all directions. A heavenly sign. It came from Godfather's closed-door cultivation chamber. Godfather has come out of closed-door cultivation. Ji-Du got up and was excited. Fog appeared in the sky and churned. It looked like a mushroom. Rumbles echoed as it spread out, covering the sky and causing the earth to darken. A powerful pressure spread out from the sky and shrouded the ground below. The earth began to tremble. If the earth had a soul, it would be trembling in fear due to the pressure. Aside from Prince Ji-Du and company, there were many guards in the palace. Their cultivations were not weak and some of them had become lords with 27 stars. However, at this moment, as the pressure descended, the nearly 1,000 guards all turned pale and their bodies trembled. Popping sounds came from their bodies as if they could not bear the pressure. What did he cultivate during the last 100 years to produce such pressure? The expression of the purple-robed young man changed. Even with his cultivation level, he almost felt like he could not withstand it. As for the young woman, she could not stand up at all. She sat on the chair and sweat covered her forehead. Prince Ji-Du looked excited. He hadn't dared to disturb Wang Lin during the past 100 years, even when he faced a life-or-death crisis. He had gritted his teeth and endured through it, and now he could feel his godfather's, Wang Lin's, aura from this pressure. The fog in the sky continued to churn and a strange shadow appeared inside. The shadow was a red sun that gave off a burst of light. As the light spread, the fog churned and a thunderous rumble echoed, then the fog spread endlessly. Prince Ji-Du's palace was shrouded in this fog. The countless people inside the palace found it difficult to resist the pressure, so they remained frozen, unable to move at all. In particular, the nearly 1,000 guards in the palace, who were too close to this pressure, all trembled, and fear filled their hearts. Inside the palace, the purple-robed young man was soaked in sweat and most of his robe was soaked, his eyes filled with horror. He had seen Grand Empyrean Song Qian, and not even before Song Qian did he feel this kind of fear. It was as if his life was under the control of this pressure. The rumors about this person from 100 years ago appeared in the mind of the purple-robed youth. The disrespect he had in his heart completely disappeared. A person who could give off this kind of pressure could compare to Grand Empyrean Song Qian. As the pressure and fog enveloped the country, far away, in the ancient Imperial city, there was a mountain with a large temple on top. This mountain was called Origin Mountain, and the peak of the mountain was shaped like a horn, making it seem as if the mountain was going to tear the heavens apart. The great temple was built at the end of the horn. This was the ancient Sha temple. It was one of the holy lands of the ancient Sha, second only to the ancestral temple, and where the people of the ancient Sha were taught. Normally, a large amount of people would come to visit, but today, the temple was emitting a powerful pressure, preventing anyone from entering. There was a middle-aged man sitting at the other end of the horn. He was wearing a green robe and his hair extended to his waist. He was looking into the distance and his expression was slightly grim. Behind him, there was another person. He was a rough-looking young man with a hint of ferociousness hidden inside. However, that ferociousness was gone and was replaced with shock as he looked into the distance. With his cultivation level, he normally would not have noticed the pressure from the distance. However, while standing behind the middle-aged man, he felt it through a strange method. "Teacher? This? The young man gasped. He saw that his teacher's expression was gloomy, and after he subconsciously spoke, he immediately swallowed his words. Aside from Wang Lin, who charged into the ancient Dao palace, killed the ancient Dao emperor, came to my ancient Shi, and chose to serve your brother, who else can it be? There was a flash of coldness in the middle-aged man's eyes. After hearing the name, Wang Lin, the rough-looking youth gasped, and after pondering a bit, he suddenly spoke. Teacher still hasn't chosen disciple as the emperor because of this person. The middle-aged man coldly snorted. Your teacher has seen this Wang Lin once before, when Xian Luo brought him here. His cultivation is not weak and his combat power is extraordinary, but he is still not worthy of my attention. The reason he could break into the ancient Dao palace and retreat is because Xian Luo didn't act. He killed the ancient Dao emperor, but Grand Empyrean Jiyu Dao didn't say a word. This matter is most puzzling and is the reason your teacher hasn't chosen a future emperor in a hurry. The person who your teacher cares about is not that person, but Grand Empyrean Jiyu Dao. As for that person, he is not worthy of my consideration. The middle-aged man looked into the distance and faintly felt the pressure. He was the ancient Shi's Grand Empyrean Song Tian, and the youth behind him was the prince, Kai Man. The youth let out a sigh of relief and then asked, after hesitating a bit. Teacher, Wang Lin coming out of closed-door cultivation after 100 years means that his cultivation level has increased, or else he wouldn't be able to release such pressure. The middle-aged man didn't speak, but his pupils shrank an undetectable amount. He pondered for a while longer before he spoke. He is fusing his essence true bodies. His essence true bodies are extraordinary and he wants to fully integrate them, but it will be very difficult. However, he has decided to stay in the ancient Shi and fuse his essence true bodies without notifying me first. He is not giving me any face and he is getting involved in the competition for the ancient Shi emperor. I'll have to teach him a lesson. Although the middle-aged man was worried about Grand Empyrean Jiyu Dao, he was still a Grand Empyrean. He was also the ancient Shi guardian and had the right to deal with anything he believed to be a threat to the ancient Shi. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes and the middle-aged raised his right hand. He formed a seal and pointed toward the direction of the pressure Wang Lin was releasing. Release the seal. As he muttered this, there was a flash of ghostly light on his right hand. At the same time, at the center of the ancient clan, at Mount Jiyu Dao, a figure covered in fog was sitting at the top of the tower. The figure opened his eyes and looked toward the direction of the ancient Shi. After a long time, the figure muttered to himself, essence true body fusion. His words were calm and didn't show any hint of emotion. As the fog shrouded Prince Jidu's palace, a sun appeared in the sky, and the world soon changed colors and turned into night. In a short period of time, the sky alternated between night and day. After 9 times, lines appeared inside the fog and formed symbols. Each of them contained the power of the restriction essence. Several hours slowly passed. During these several hours, more and more restrictions appeared and the alternation of night and day became even more frequent, but there was no sign of fusion. There were even signs of instability. As the night and day alternated, the sky began to weaken, and even the large amount of restrictions showed signs of disappearing. Just at this moment, a shocking howl echoed as 5 rays of light flew out of the palace. It was impossible to see what was inside the 5 lights, but they gathered into one in the sky to form a shadow. The shadow looked exactly like Wang Lin. However, it was not Wang Lin's original body, but his 5-element true body. It floated there like an illusion and was only the size of an ordinary person. However, he inhaled and the power of the world rushed toward him like crazy. Then the 5-element true body expanded until it was 1,000 feet tall. This power of the world was the power of the 5 elements of the world. The 1,000-foot true body inhaled once more. The earth trembled, heavenly fire appeared, a rainy haze followed, the grass withered, and even the heavenly metal moved. The power of the 5 elements were inhaled into his mouth. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the 1,000 feet shadow expanded once more into a 10,000-foot giant. The 10,000-foot 5-element true body spread out his arms. At the same time, the alternating of day and night became smooth and the restrictions no longer showed signs of dissipating. However, just as restriction, absolute beginning, An absolute end showed signs of stabilizing. A brutal roar came from the depths of the earth. This howl contained madness and shocking power. It caused the hearts of all the ancient Sha members to tremble and panic. The moment the roar echoed, Prince Jidu inside the palace trembled and coughed out a mouthful of blood. Shock appeared in his eyes. "It's Luo Hu." The young man in purple turned pale. When he heard about Luo Hu, he thought about a rumor about Prince Jidu. It was rumored that when this prince was born, there was a heavenly sign, only it was a vicious sign. It was concealed by the royal family and dispelled by the Imperial teacher. Not many people knew about it, but during the last 100 years, for some unknown reason, the rumor began to spread again in the ancient Sha. Rumor had it that the reason Prince Jidu had built his palace in the Luo Hu country was that the fierce beast sealed under this country was the Luo Hu. As for why Jidu was here, he played a role in suppressing the Luo Hu and could also nourish himself on the Luo Hu's aura. This was something arranged by the Imperial teacher before he died. The roar became even more intense. Shortly after, a giant shadow appeared in the distance. It was a round meatball that only had a huge eye. It revealed ferociousness and madness, and its body was illusory. At this moment, it stared at Wang Lin's five-element true body above the palace. There was a flash of greed on its eyes. This round meatball was the Luo Hu? This video will end here.